What's up agents, Rogue Potato here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get the exotic Merciless Rifle and Sweet Dreams Shotgun. First up, we have the Merciless Rifle. It's a binary trigger rifle, meaning that it will fire both on trigger pull and release. To acquire this weapon, you will need to run missions that are based on the Hyena faction, like the Jefferson Trade Center or Grand Washington Hotel. The rifle has a small chance of dropping from the boss in these missions. Now, I have not come across any evidence showing that the drop rate increases with difficulty, but I'd recommend on hard just to be safe since hard is not that difficult. Now that we know where to get the rifle, let's look at the perks. We have already gone over binary trigger, so the next perk is Guerrilla Warfare. With this perk, pulling the trigger will fire a primer that can stack up to 5 times, with each stack adding an additional 75% damage per stack. Releasing the trigger will cause all primers on the enemy to detonate. What this means is that to receive the largest amount of damage possible from the detonation, you need to make sure you are not landing a detonator shot on an enemy until you've landed 5 primers. One very important point to remember when using the weapon is that you can only stack primers on a single target at once. Applying a primer to a second enemy will remove all primers from any other enemy you've shot. The final perk is called Brutality. When this weapon is holstered, you have a 5% chance to deal 20% damage as explosive. In my testing, I found that I averaged about 2 explosions per mag on a 61 round assault rifle, and the damage was pretty unnoticeable. I find that this weapon is best suited as a secondary weapon in a build centered around rifles and explosive damage. Stacking explosive damage will make those brutality shots count for more, and the Merciless will be a strong tool to use against bosses where it makes sense to stack 5 primers. Moving on to the Sweet Dreams Shotgun. To acquire this weapon, you will need to complete missions based around the Outcast faction, like the DCD headquarters or Potomac Event Center. Just like the Merciless Rifle, I'd recommend running the missions on hard. Looking at the weapon's talents, Sweet Dreams and Sandman, you'll quickly realize that it is pretty situational. Landing a melee attack shortly after switching to this weapon will grant you a 35% bonus armor and apply the Sandman debuff to the enemy, preventing them from receiving healing from any source, including armor kits. Also, killing an enemy under the Sandman debuff will reapply that 35% bonus armor. Do note though that it does not stack, so you can't get 70% bonus armor. Now honestly, I can't think of a really good use for this weapon based on those 2 talents. Between the time it takes to swap weapons, the short duration of the bonus armor and debuff, on top of exposing yourself to all nearby enemies, it just feels too weak and situational, making it a hard choice to pick this weapon as your secondary. Luckily though, it has a talent that might make you consider it. The evasive talent will reload 25% of your equipped weapon while rolling. Yes, it does state 1% in the description, but hopefully that's just a typo and this weapon will remain at 25%. This talent is still a bit situational, but could easily provide those last few bullets you need in an empty mag when you're getting rushed, or as a way to reload bolt-action rifles a bit faster. The last bit of information I want to provide to you is a way to potentially save a little bit of time when farming for either of these 2 weapons. All bounties feature a named yellow boss at the end. This means that there is a chance to receive both of these weapons while completing their respective factions' bounties. So my suggestion to you would be to complete all of the Hyena or Outcast bounties you have available first, before farming the missions, simply because the bounties are much faster. Let me know what you think of these 2 exotics in the comments. Personally, I'm having a difficult time justifying using them in my secondary slot, but maybe you know some tricks or builds that make them shine. As always, thanks for watching agents, and good luck in World Tier 5.